So a little while ago, we did as a marketing exercise, we did a an exercise where I applied for a job as a recruiter. So we had what we call a job target, which is the behavioral profile of the ideal recruiter. Then we had my behavioral profile, which you see here. And essentially what happens is the two get matched together. So when we onboard a person for a client, we start off with a couple of things. We give them the client 3 documents and suggest that they share this first one with the new employee. So my behavioral profile says that these are what I need to be looking at. So I'm situational in terms of dominance. So those are my strengths, those are my cautions. We'll make sure all of these documents are in the files. Self-coaching tips, extroversion, patience, formality. That's what we suggest that the hiring manager shares with the new employee. We also suggest that they look at the following 2 documents, and all of this is addressed on joining proactively so that we have something, or so that they have something that they can sort of work towards in terms of career growth. So manager development chart essentially gives the hiring manager an idea of what that person, in that case, or in this case, me, what I need to do in order to grow as a manager and develop as a manager. Cautions: may shy away from tough conversations when needed, may have difficulty making unpopular decisions. Strengths: drives change and challenges status quo, natural leader seeking to make an impact. Now, there are always going to be blind spots. There are always going to be, um, I guess, areas that you're already very strong on. This would be a better example because I'm highly extroverted, as if you hadn't worked that out already. Strengths: motivating, stimulating leadership style, people-oriented, builds team cohesion, thoughtful delegator. Maybe too optimistic or trusting of low performers, may appear overly talkative, avoid conflict. Those are areas to be aware of as I grow as a manager. I actually use this myself still. And finally, management strategy guide. So this will give your manager, or this kind of thing would give your manager an idea of what they need to do in order to get the best out of you. Because you can only help yourself so much, but at some point your manager needs to manage as well. So without a job target, it can be a bit of a challenge to be able to onboard like this. But as I said before, if you've joined a new place and it's the onboarding maybe hasn't been quite as comprehensive as you would have liked, just reach out. Let's see what we can do in terms of developing a strategy. And there's always a strategy that you can go to your manager and say, look, I mean, so far, this hasn't been everything that I would have hoped for and expected. So what can we do about that? Ways to approach it in a non-confrontational manner to make sure that you're not looking for a job 20 minutes after you just joined that job. As I said, all the files are going to be, I'll make sure all the files are saved so that you can access them independently.